This was one of the most wonderful events. It's a concert that took place in the series of Dmitri Forostovsky and Friends. And we all knew that there were upcoming performances with Sandra and Dmitri. The Metropolitan, Covent Garden, San Francisco Opera. And this was just the ideal opportunity to bring Sandra to Moscow. She had never been to Moscow. To perform with Dmitri. So this was the first time that they'd ever sung together. And you'll see this incredibly intense music making that's going on stage. I think that the whole experience of being in that tremendous concert hall, which is one of the best acoustics in the world. I had my orchestra there, working with Dmitri for the first time. Dmitri experiencing working with Sandra for the first time. They'd seen each other at the Met and they'd knowing each other, but I think that the fact that they really had only this was the first time that they were working together, that it was a very exciting experience for the both of them, and it was something that then everybody was looking forward to everywhere else, because they came to the Met and then they went to Covent Garden, and then they, as I said, went to San Francisco, and their Trovatore together has become the Trovatore. So you're going to see it for the first time that they ever did it together here in the Great Hall of the Moscow Conservatory. At the same time, I believe that it was the first time that Sandra was doing Simona Boccanegra, the recognition scene from Simona Boccanegra. Is it Simone or Simone?
Just say Simone, that's fine.
Simone.
Mm-hmm.
So cut that out.
Yeah, no worries.
What was fascinating about this concert also was the fact that this was the first time Sandra was doing anything from Simone Boccanegra. So Dmitri, of course, had done that role many, many different places already. And that recognition scene, I think, is one of the most touching, fabulous scenes that, Verdi wrote. It's such a moving, beautiful scene, and she, I think, just did a tremendous job. What was wonderful about this performance is, that, again, the fact that they did the Trovatore, the scene from Act 4, and they did this wonderful scene from Ballo. And I don't believe that Sandra had performed Ballo before. Of course, Dmitri had done it many, many times, and it was just a brilliant performance of that scene. And the music is so vibrant and fantastic, and the singing was great. And on the CD, we have an extra added bonus of the recognition scene from Simone Boccanegra. So if you don't have that CD yet, I think it's a good idea for you to get that too. What is wonderful is to work with Dmitri in the rehearsal period. A lot of singers sing half voice, and they come and they're not going to exert themselves much during the rehearsals, and they're saving themselves for the performance. And inevitably, Dmitri comes with that in mind. But about 2 minutes later, it's really an incredible experience, because he's like half humming, half singing in the beginning, and then all of a sudden, he's singing full out, full force, total emotion, total dedication, total commitment to the work that he's singing, to the aria or the duet or whatever. And of course, the partner involved here, Sandra, is a very intense musical personality, and I think that the blend and the mix of them getting to know each other, first of all during the rehearsal period, and playing off of each other, really made for an incredibly interesting performance on the stage of the Great Hall of the Conservatory. Now, they even did a little mise en scène, and there was a little bit of, it wasn't just a straight concert performance with two singers standing there and singing. They actually acted out, and we'll see what they did on the stage. But they made that a intimate opera setting, even though there were 100 people standing, sitting behind them playing. So I do believe that it was an intense, wonderful experience, and I'm so glad that we have this opportunity, this unique opportunity in Russia, to film concerts. It's something that, it's very rare in the world. Just lately, and I do mean lately, in the last couple of years, we get the Met broadcasts, we get the Met simulcasts, and all these things, but very rarely do you get something from a concert hall. There are certain orchestras that can afford to pay for that sort of thing, like the LA Philharmonic and other things, but it's really a wonderful experience to have these historic events, of these first performances of great artists working together in these wonderful halls that we have in Russia, Moscow and St. Petersburg, to have these historic documents that are left for everyone to enjoy. Well, this is a typically, well, I won't say European, but a specifically Russian phenomenon, with the flowers, with the gifts, with the books, with running up and asking for an autograph and all these sorts of things. It's a wonderful, touching experience. People that come to the concerts obviously need to come prepared with these things, so they think about it in advance. They actually go and buy the flowers someplace, because there is the flower kiosk in the concert hall, of course. Here, opera houses or concerts, a lot of times you do see flowers being delivered from, the sides of the stage by ushers, especially with opera divas. But in Russia, it's for men as well. There's no difference between the men and the women on stage, so that there's this huge love that comes from the audience. They love their heroes, they love their people, they love their music, and they come prepared, knowing exactly what they're going to be listening to. They come interested, and it's a very exciting atmosphere downstairs in the garderobe, so to speak, where the cloakroom, when everybody's, of course, taking off their coats. Not in this concert in particular. It's a wonderful thing, and I must say that flowers are not cheap in Russia, so this is quite an expense that people go to bring these beautiful bouquets to the artists. This concert in particular, there were a lot of colleagues that were in the concert hall. Renee Fleming was there. I was doing a concert with her just a couple of days later in Moscow. Olga Guryakova, a wonderful soprano, was there. Many friends from the United States flew in. It was a wonderful, wonderful event. And it's, again, for Rostovsky and Friends. It's an ongoing series of concerts that we do every year with Dmitri in the Kremlin, in the Great Hall of the Conservatory. Different artists coming, different artists performing. And it's a wonderful, wonderful opportunity for Dmitri to expand his friendship horizons with these great colleagues of his from around the world. Another thing that is typically Russian, or Soviet or Russian, whatever it happens to be, is that they announce each piece before the aria or the duet or the orchestral number is performed. So you'll see or you'll hear an announcement. Let me start that again. Another thing that you'll find is quite unique is the fact that they announce each piece before the actual work is performed. And that is specifically done because not everybody was able to have a program in previous years. It's a tradition. And programs are purchased there, so you're not forced to purchase a program, and you still know what's being performed. Obviously, in a lot of the repertoire that is being performed in concerts all the time, everybody knows what it is, and everybody knows who the composers are, and of course it's obvious. But here, I have to say, was very interesting because Bala was never performed in Russia. They very rarely is it done. Maybe they did it at the Bolshoi previous years, but it's not something that is constantly done. Mostly it's Russian operas and famous European operas like Carmen, Tosca, La Boheme. I mean, these are the ones that are done. Or I should say not famous, but popular. More popular operas are done at the Bolshoi. Hopefully now with the reconstruction, they'll be doing other concerts and other types of performances, and I hope that they will be doing some very interesting Verdi and Puccini operas that haven't been done before.